What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. It's morning. What Kelly Price say? It's morning. It's really the afternoon in Chicago, but it's the morning after. The morning after the storm. If I could sing, I could hit that. It's morning. Even better. Way better. But it's the morning after the storm, man. Terence Crawford last night proved he was something different. He proved he wasn't like he is the greatest fighter of this generation. The greatest, probably the best fighter in combat sports of this generation for real. Like last night, y'all, I'm still on a high from last night. I'm marveling at this man's performance. Terence is about to be 38 years old at the end of this month and just delivered a third world A whooping. A third world whooping to Canelo Alvarez. Like Canelo looked like he was coming up in weight in this fight compared to Terence Crawford. We're going history, man. When we talk about Terence Crawford, we're gonna have to talk about him in a whole different light, man. Because watching Terence Crawford, I knew he was a great fighter, but like over the years, like he proved to be something I didn't even know he was. My uncle, to his credit, always knew Terence Crawford was this. But to see a dude go from 47, have one fight at 154, and then go all the way up to 168, beat the cash cow of boxing, beat the cash cow convincingly. That 115, 113 score is atrocious. That's terrible. The fight was nowhere near that close at all. But to see him go from 147, have one fight at 54, and then go up to 168 pounds and outclass a guy that people thought was going to annihilate him. You had people saying Terence was going to get stopped and knocked out brutally. Terence Crawford was taking Canelo's best shots like it wasn't nothing. He was able to handle Canelo easily. Canelo was shocked. Eddie Reynoso and them in the corner couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe what their eyes were seeing. Listen, bro, football is on right now, right? I'm a Chicago Bears fan. My Chicago Bears playing. I'm on here talking to y'all about Terence Crawford's performance last night. I haven't been worried about anything else in the sports realm since last night. For real. That boy got the what's the name? But yeah, man, I'm like you, Brad Jr. I'm proud of Terence Crawford, man. I'm proud of him, man. Because going into this fight, man, when I'm seeing the build up of the fight, I'm looking at the weigh-in and all of that. The way he was getting booed, he's the American fighter getting booed like he nobody. Getting booed like he's he's on foreign land, like he's on foreign soil. He's the American fighter getting booed like crazy. And Terence Crawford looked everybody in the crowd in their eyes and smiled and said, okay, I'm about to show y'all what this is. Y'all can't fight for him. And they could not. They could not fight for him. Listen, Terence Crawford is generational. Seriously, Exotic V, what's happening, man? But yeah, to be in your home country, and you're getting booed against a fighter that's not even from America, it's crazy. But Terence Crawford shut up a lot of people last night, man. He put the world on notice. And again, man, Bud Crawford, he don't got no peers, man. Me being from Omaha, Nebraska, raised in Chicago, I woke up very prideful today. Oh, what's happening, man? What's going on Insider One? You know me, I'm born and raised Southside Chicago, Illinois, Insider One. I'm Southside Chicago, Illinois myself, my brother. But you shout out to Omaha, though, man. I went to college with a few people from Omaha, Nebraska. One of the young ladies I went to school with she sang the national anthem at one of Terence Crawford's fights. This is probably like 2013, 2012 at some point. But listen, man, like Terence Crawford was born to be a fighter. He was born for. It's certain guys, when you look at what they're doing, you like, nah, he was made to do this. He was made to do this. Terence Crawford was made to be a fighter. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Seriously. And I don't want to hear no excuses. I'm seeing the excuses roll out. Talking about Terence Crawford was running. What are we talking about? No, he was not. He was running his fist upside Canelo head. Yeah, he was running like that. He was running his fist all upside Canelo head. Canelo couldn't even get a jab off against him. Couldn't even get a jab. Took away the jab. I watched him take away Canelo's jab, and I watched him take away Errol Spence's jab. Me, I'm one of the biggest Errol Spence fans you can find on YouTube. He took away my boy Errol's best attribute, his best weapon, the jab, easily. Did the same thing to Canelo Alvarez, right? Then I'm watching this man in the pocket with Canelo, outbang him in the pocket. Now, Canelo's supposed to be the bigger, stronger fighter, the fighter that's more experienced with this weight. Terence Crawford looked like he was the most comfortable at this weight. This is crazy. He getting the better of Canelo Alvarez in exchanges. He was getting the better of Canelo, right? So now I'm seeing people, he was running, hey, don't do that. No. Black fighters, they not going to sit in there. Black fighters not going to just sit and rock 'em, sock 'em robot with you. Most black fighters' style is to hit and not get hit. They're going to move. They could do a lot of black fighters that come from black boxing gyms. They're not going to be just ballroom brawling with you. No. A lot of black fighters are slick. So people thinking Terence going to sit and rock 'em, sock 'em robot with Canelo Alvarez. Hell no. It's not smart. And even he wasn't running from Canelo. Even without him being on some rock 'em, sock 'em robot type time, he wasn't running from Canelo at all. At all. And to see the end of the fight in the championship rounds, Canelo Alvarez looked like he defeated. He looking defeated in the championship rounds to the point where he turning away. He looked like he wanted to just walk away, go to the corner. Because he knows there's virtually nothing he could do to get off on Terence Crawford. It was nothing he could do to get off on T-Bud Crawford, man. And I'm going to say this. Roger Mayweather always said, you know where the best fighters in the world come from? He said they come from around my way, the Midwest. The Midwest. That's what Roger Mayweather said. They come from around my way, the Midwest. So, yeah, man, Terence Crawford is a Midwest monster. For real, man. But look, man, I'm hearing this too. Canelo Alvarez's best days are behind him. No, he didn't get old overnight. Terence Crawford made him look like that. He didn't get old overnight. Terence Crawford made him look like that. He was outclassed. He was outclassed easily. But it wasn't like he just got old overnight. Don't do that, because some people trying to call Canelo old now to try to take away from Terence Crawford's win. Don't do that. I'm an Errol Spence fan. You will never see me on YouTube talking about the car accident took everything from Errol. Errol looked great against Yordenis Ugas. He looked great against Danny Garcia. Terence Crawford ran into a buzzsaw with Terence Crawford. And again, I'm the biggest Errol Spence fan you could see on here. Errol Spence, my dog, still my dog. But Terence Crawford he on a different level, man. He's on a different level. So don't start that whole narrative that Canelo was washed, because he not washed. He got put into the rinse. He got put into the rinse cycle last night, but he not washed at all. But yeah, man, like I'm looking at this like, but this dude is something else, man. This dude is something else. Like what he did last night was better than Floyd. It was better than anything Manny Pacquiao and them did. Because being a guy that come from 135, he was at 147 pounds for the longest of time. To have one fight at 154 pounds and go up to 168, put on that weight. He don't look slow. He don't look lethargic. He look like he can go another 3-4 rounds. He don't look slow. He don't look lethargic. He didn't look like he was out of gas. None of that, man. He looked comfortable with that weight. So yeah, A1W said, do you think Spence and Crawford will fight again? Nah. Terence probably only want bigger fights now. And unfortunately, that fight with Errol Spence not gonna make the same money after that first fight. Errol Spence will have to beat. He would have to come out and do something extremely phenomenal to even get that fight to be where it was before. But Terence Crawford, if he continues to fight, he's only going to want to do really, really big fights, right? It's only going to be one of them type of fights. So whether that's, and I think this is, I don't know, man. Let me just stop doubting Terence Crawford, because I keep saying I don't know. He might be too. The other this fighter might be too big. That fighter might be too big, and Terence Crawford keeps proving us wrong. I don't know if he want to try his hand at David Benavidez since he already beat the little brother Jose Benavidez. I don't know if he want to try Dimitri Bivol. I don't know. Him and Canelo might do a rematch. I'm telling y'all right now, if he does a rematch with Canelo Alvarez, Canelo is getting stopped. And this is coming from Canelo. Got the best chin I've ever seen in my generation. He got the best chin I've ever seen in my generation, Canelo Alvarez. But I'm telling y'all, he was wearing a poker face very well. He was hurt several times in that fight last night. And I'm telling you, now that Terence knows that Canelo cannot hurt him, when he know you cannot hurt him, he's going to go for the kill. And the way people are trying to say, oh, he was running and and Canelo was washed. If they do a rematch, Terence is going to want to prove a point once again. He's going to want to prove the point that there is no way that Canelo can mess with him in any realm. He's going to want to annihilate him. He's going to want to finish him. So I'm telling y'all right now, if Canelo signs up for the rematch, he's going to get knocked out. He's going to get stopped. Because you seen how when they asked him in the ring, would you want to do this fight again? Was that Max Kellerman? Yeah. Asking him, would you want to fight Terence Crawford again? Canelo talking in circles. He don't know. Then he started talking about he achieved a whole lot in his career and he's done a lot of great things in his career. Ain't nobody asked you that. Ain't nobody asked you that. Do you want to fight again? Right? Yeah. He ain't exactly in his prime per se, but he still was a Mr. Cool. People were saying Terence Crawford was going to get stopped, bro. You had people saying he was going to get stopped, bro. People were saying Terence Crawford was going to get annihilated, brutalized, and knocked out. Mr. Cool. That got to account for something. None of the sort. He didn't even get hurt last night. Man. Yeah, he didn't even get hurt last night against Canelo. Canelo best shots was not effective. Terence sticking his tongue out and then taking a fight to Canelo. What round was that? 10th round, ninth round? He got the unloading on Canelo. Yeah, 23 more fight. I mean, that's cool, right? That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. But hey. No, people, I'm Mr. Cool. I'm not. Yeah, he got 23 more fights. But at the same time, I'm not going to let that slide when you got people saying, you had people saying Terence was going to get knocked out. You had people saying he was going to get laid out on a stretcher. You know what I'm saying? So when you got dudes saying he's going to get laid out on a stretcher, I ain't trying to hit at Canelo wasn't exactly in his prime talk like that. When you got dudes saying he's finna go to the hospital, what? Oh no, we got to get dude his props, bro. When you got dudes saying he gonna go to the hospital, you got to give him his props. And yes, Canelo, yes, over the years, Canelo he's not the same volume puncher he used to be, right? Over the years, but it was people still was saying he was gonna get laid out, But Terence showed us that he is something different, man. He's something different, and he always has been. It's a shame though that Terence we really weren't able to see some performances. Like he really could have gave us way more performances had he been on the PBC side of things. He could have fought. First of all, Bob Arum was hiding Manny Pacquiao from him for years. Bob Arum knew what time it was. Manny Pacquiao was gonna get whooped. Manny might have got stopped against Terence Crawford. Seriously. And Bob Arum knew that. Manny Pacquiao was his cash cow. He said, look, Terence, I'm not letting you go and fight Manny Pacquiao. We're going to keep you over here, Terence. I'm not giving you that fight. Chris, I ain't even got, look, I'm so happy about the fight. I'm just so amped up about the fight. I ain't even see my Bears got a touchdown. Chris, I appreciate you reporting that information to me, my brother. I appreciate that. My son in the front room watching Miss Rachel on TV, so I ain't even got the Bears on. I appreciate you giving me that update on my Chicago Bears. Bear down, right? But yeah, Bob Arum knew that. Then Terence then signed. He re-signed with Top Rank, which I thought was not the best. I didn't think that was a good decision because yes, I know politics in boxing is unfair, but the PBC side had the better fighters, right? If he would have been able to give us performances against Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, he stopped Sean Porter, so that was a great win for him. But if he would have gave us a fight against Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, he was able to fight hell, even Sebastian Fundora at 154. You know, it would have been even more crazy fights in the arsenal. Hell, Jermell Charlo, right? Because I'm being real with y'all, and I'm a fan of Jermell. Look, when I seen what Terence did to Errol Spence, I said, oh man, Jermell gonna be in trouble. He's gonna be in trouble. He would have been undisputed at 154 had he fought Jermell Charlo. He would have been undisputed in 4 different weight classes in the 4-belt era. But he already 3-time undisputed in the 4-belt era, which is insane. It's ridiculous. Yes, I did see Ricky Hatton pass away, man. Rest in peace to Ricky Hatton, man. What they used to say, there's only one Ricky Hatton. It's only one. I remember when he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. And all the people from the UK they was feeling, they fought at the MGM Grand. Yeah, they was all up and through there, man. But rest in peace to Ricky Hatton, man. Ricky Hatton was a game fighter all the way through and through, man. Leonardo Gator said, "I'd just like to say thank God I found your channel and it keeps growing to a wider audience." I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're a woman or a guy. I'm sorry if you're a woman and I said I appreciate it, man. But I appreciate the support a ton. Like I said, the channel keep growing because of individuals like you that keep supporting and keep watching, no matter what I'm talking about. So I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I'm not. Nah, Manny Pacquiao just came back, Aaron Ford. He just Manny Pacquiao just came back and fought what's the boy name? Mario Barrios, right? Zero say congrats on 25,000 subs. I appreciate that, Zero. And I appreciate you always showing love, man. Always showing love, always popping in on live streams, always commenting on my videos, sharing the videos, liking the videos, sending in donations, whether it be on the Cash App or through the YouTube. I appreciate you always. You always send it to the Cash App, which I appreciate, man. Cause shoot, them Cash App donations mean a lot to me, especially when my son is in ABA therapy and we got all these expensive therapies that me and his mother have to pay for. So yeah, the Cash App donations, man, I appreciate it, man. It mean a lot to me, bro. But yeah, man, just trying to keep the channel going and growing and keep thriving, man. Um, Eakins E said the excuses made me realize people are just gonna make excuses for their favorite, no matter how logical they claim to be. 100%, man. Like I told y'all, man, I'm one of the biggest Errol Spence fans you can find on YouTube. I can't get on here talking about the car crash when I seen Errol Spence look phenomenal against Yordenis Ugas and against Danny Garcia, right? He stopped Yordenis Ugas. You know, he just ran into a buzzsaw in Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford is just something different, man. You know, Zero say, I want you to have all your funds, my brother, not YouTube taking a cut. I appreciate it, man, because you know, when you send it through YouTube, YouTube be taking my money, man. They be taking a portion of the money. I be like, they be trying to get, they be trying to take them, they try to take your paper for real, try to take your money. And they're taking more now than they used to take back in the day, from what I heard from previous creators. YouTube take even more of the money now, you know. But yeah, I appreciate you, Zero. But yeah, man, AW1 said you're the man, Machiavelli. I appreciate that, man. Y'all the real ones too on the channel, man. Oh man, Zero, man, I appreciate the Cash App donation, brother. Soon as I appreciate the Cash App donation, man. For real. Chris say get a PayPal. I gotta get the PayPal, man, to definitely set that up. I definitely gotta set that up, man. Air Force and YouTube be deboing your fun. They do. They be trying to, they strong arm your funds on here, man. Dark say, thank God Bud dominated because the scorecards show they was ready to rob him. Facts. I appreciate the donation, Dark. I appreciate you, brother. You always show love and send donations to the channel. That's a fact though. Cause I don't know how the hell the fight was 115 to 113. It was no way me and y'all saw the fight. That fight was not that close, man. It was nowhere near that close. They was ready to rob him for real. But thank God Terence Crawford made the fight look so lopsided. There was no way you could award Canelo Alvarez the win in that fight and without people going off. Without people going off, man. Zero say, always love my brother. You always have my support. Aaron Ford to my donate. Man, look, Aaron, me and my son mother, we got this ABA therapy we gotta pay for my boy, man. Y'all know my boy has autism, man. These therapies is not cheap at all. They rough. A lot of paper, man. A lot of money trying to get that, and you know, trying to get the best help for my boy, man. The best help for my son. But yeah, so I'm looking at this though, man, like people trying to take away his win, and I'm like, Terence Crawford, yo, I don't know but if it's a task too tall for him. Like he could go. Listen, man. Right now, if you tell me Terence Crawford want to fight David Benavidez, I'm gonna be nervous, but I'm gonna be like, yo, like Terence Crawford just showed me so much. I don't know, man. In big fights, he rises to the occasion over and over again. It don't matter what you. It don't matter what you put in front of him. It's like his best performances come out when people doubt him the most. That's why when they was at the weigh-in, and like I said earlier in the video, Terence Crawford from America, he the American fighter. He getting booed on American soil. He getting booed on American soil like he is a nomad, like he's a man with no land. Right? He fighting a fighter from Mexico. This ain't Canelo Alvarez land. Now, the Mexican fan base is very heavy in the sport of boxing, though, so they're gonna come out and support. They're gonna come out and support Canelo in droves, right? But Terence getting booed like crazy. He took that very personal. Y'all saw the Last Dance documentary where Michael Jordan say, and I took that personal. Terence took that personal. He took that as a challenge. Okay, they in here booing me. I'm finna get a boy hell tomorrow. And what round was it? The 9th or the 10th round? Terence unloading. I say, oh, he really trying to show out for real. Oh, damn, Miguel. I appreciate the donation, bro. I appreciate it. He said, hate to see Canelo lose, but love your channel. Been watching. He said, but love your channel. Been watching this past year. I appreciate that, Miguel, man. It mean a lot to me. Listen, man, look, and somebody in boxing, somebody got to lose, unfortunately, you know? Like I said, when Errol Spence lost to Terence Crawford, I was sick. You hear me? I didn't want to go watch no ESPN, none of my sports broadcast shows, because I knew what it was going to be. But when I seen that performance, I got directly on YouTube. After that performance, it said Terence Crawford something different. I ain't never seen nothing like that. The way Errol Spence was a pound for pound fighter. People saying he was over, like, oh, Spence was a hype job. No, he was not. Errol Spence unified 3 belts at 147, had never been knocked down, came back from a car crash, still whooping dudes unanimously, and then stopped Yordenis Ugas, a dude who gave Sean Porter hell, the same dude that just had beat Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence was he was a dog. And Terence went in there and beat Errol from pillar to post. I'm like, yo, Errol Spence, my boy, that's my dog, still my dog. But him and Terence Crawford are not the same thing. It's levels in boxing. Terence Crawford is on a level of his own. He's on a level of his own. Errol Spence is a great fighter. Terence Crawford is a generational fighter. What does that mean? You can drop him in any generation, and I'm giving like Terence got a shot against anybody in any generation. You know what I'm saying? Chris, call my mama. My mama just called me. You heard me? Chris, call my mama. My mama just called me. Now I'm on the thing. Just tell her I'm on live. Ask her what's. I don't know if she wants something. Okay. Zero say, yeah, it hurts to watch Spence get beat on like that. especially since it never happened before in his career. It was so foreign to see him in that situation. 100% foreign, man. For real, it was foreign to see him get dismantled like that. He had never been dropped or nothing. And Terence Crawford took away Errol Spence's best weapon. Errol Spence's best weapon. I'm sorry, his best weapon. He did the same. He took away the jab. He took away last night. Terence Crawford took away Canelo Alvarez's jab as well. Canelo could not establish the jab at all. At all. And then Terence was using his feet. He was using his feet to nullify Canelo's offense. You know what I'm saying? Canelo looked defeated. He looked like he was frustrated. He didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like Rainey does say, Crawford is a dog. Hopefully he has more big fights. I think he could fight Dimitri Bivol, if he wanted to. Now Rainey does. Now we getting into different conversations, right? Because some say, should Terence Crawford ride off into the sunset, or should he try to take on another big challenge like Dimitri Bivol? Or should he try to go for David Benavidez? Benavidez that's 75 now? Right? I don't know if David Benavidez want to come back down to 68 or not. I don't know. But yeah, that's a great question. Should he try to take on another bigger challenge? Y'all, if he beat Dimitri Bivol or David Benavidez, what is we talking about, bro? Like, it's nothing for us to talk about. Terence Crawford is easy. In my opinion, it's evident now. He's the best fighter in combat sports. For real. Terence Crawford is the best fighter in combat sports because across multiple weight classes, he can give you generational performance. He can give you a generational performance at 47, then go up 3 weight classes and give you a generational performance at 168. You know what I'm saying? Vibes say he not beating Bivol or Benavidez. He should fight for a belt at 160. Now he can go to 160 and then be a champion across 6 different weight classes. He can do that. He can go back down to 54. He could try to be undisputed at 54. He can do several things. You know what I mean? But Terence he's a game fighter. He's up for the challenge. And when people doubt him, he puts on his best performance. People was talking about the fight against Israel Madrimov, and they like, yo, he didn't look good. He didn't look that good against Madrimov. Madrimov had great upper body movement. He was herky-jerky type of style. And Terence, he wasn't as motivated to hurt Madrimov the same way he was motivated to whoop Canelo. You know what I mean? I think the people doubting his ability to fight Canelo and beat Canelo, put him in overdrive to say, you know what, man? I'm finna show the world I'm something different, man. They think Canelo is the cream of the crop. I'm going to show them I am the cream of the crop. I am the best fighter pound for pound in the world. And yes, I even put him number 1 over Alexander Usyk as pound for pound best fighter in the world. Yes, I put Terence Crawford number 1 pound for pound now. You know? Yep. Kevin Reed say Terence Crawford is a situational boxer, meaning the harder you fight him, the more he figures you out. Truth. That's truth. Yeah. And I think the more people feel like he is not in a situation to win, he want to show everybody I can beat whoever you put in front of me, and I can beat them soundly. Because again, y'all, like Canelo looked like he was the one coming up weight classes, man. To see him in the pocket with Canelo, banging out in the pocket and getting the better of exchanges against Canelo in the pocket, that's something most people did not count. They didn't account for that happening. They felt like, oh, Terrence's best bet is to stay on his bicycle and just do not go on the inside with Canelo. He came, see on the way over here? Okay. He came in the pocket and was throwing down with Canelo. You know? I've been up all night, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I've been watching live streams. I've been watching because Abel Sanchez swore up and down. Abel Sanchez swore up and down Canelo was gonna knock out Terence Crawford. A lot of people did. It was a lot of sad faces leaving that arena last night, man. A lot of folks didn't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks, the comment sections is bleak. This comment sections is I'm talking about you can hear a rat piss on cotton in the comment sections on YouTube. You can hear a pin drop. in the comment sections on YouTube. People leaving the fight. People don't really want to talk. They can't in a rush to get up out of there. Shout out to Gabe Rosado. Gabriel Rosado. I got a lot of respect for Gabe Rosado, man. Gabe Rosado, he kind of got robbed in a nice amount of fights of his, right? I got a lot of respect for Gabriel Rosado. Gabe Rosado trying to get up out of there last night. Fight Hype trying to get his opinion on the fight. They trying to chase him down, see what he thought about Terence Crawford's performance. He gave an interview. I'm like, oh man, that brother put down some paper on Canelo. He heated, boy. When you lose that money, you be. That's why I don't bet. I don't do no betting because when you lose that money, you be heated. Mr. Cool talking about payday, big payday. Who has the best chance of beating Crawford right now? With Mayweather oh no, bro. Floyd Mayweather been gone too long. Floyd would get annihilated. Floyd reflexes have declined. He's not the same fighter he used to be. His hands break. They too brittle. Terence Crawford is a live dog, and he is in his era right now. And when a fighter is in his era like that, it's over with. Floyd Mayweather don't got no chance of beating him right now. Now, young Floyd Mayweather of like 07, yeah, I definitely would have given him a chance to beat Terence Crawford for sure. Right? But nah, man, right now, them dudes in those smaller weight classes ain't got no shot. Boots Ennis, no. Virgil Ortiz now, nah. Jamel Charlo, no. Sebastian Fundora now, nah. Nope. It's over with. Greatest fighters are in UFC. Chance Fighter, greatest boxer. Hey man, I hear you. I said greatest fighter. I think he's the greatest. I think right now, Terence Crawford is the best dude in all of combat sports. Some might say I'm tripping. I think he's the best. I say a fighter because I think he is the best in all of combat sports right now. Truthfully. Where do you rank Crawford? All time? Woo! All time? So, I think he's the best of this generation. All right. I think he's the best of this generation. I think see, this is the thing, man. He didn't get to have certain people on his resume that the other guys got to have because a lot of them guys didn't want to fight Terence. You know what I'm saying? Had Terence would have got a Keith Thurman fighting Keith Thurman prime, he would have stopped Keith. He would have stopped Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman weak to the body. He would have stopped Keith. If he would have got to whoop Danny Garcia early in his career, I think you could make a case for Terence definitely being top 10. But with his achievements, man, Terence top 10, bro. Terence top 10. With his achievements and the performances he put on, Terence is top 10 for sure. You know, Rainey does say UFC fighters make chump change compared to boxers. 100% truth. Dana White don't be paying them boys no paper. The biggest fighters in UFC be getting $1 million. Boy, Terence Crawford and them came out there. They just cleared the bank. Canelo just made 100 M's easily. T. Crawford just made about 50 some M's easily. When Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fought, Errol Spence was the loser in the fight. Still walked home with 30 million plus. Them UFC boys be getting robbed blind. And that ain't even cool because they be taking a lot of punishment. The sport is very dangerous, you know. But the UFC fighters, I'm finna get over it. The UFC fighters, they go through too much. They go through too much to not get paid. Dana White bogus for that. And he'll be wanting to pay them. They should be getting paid way more money, man. They should be getting paid way more paper, man. But Dana, he ain't gonna give it to him because he feel like yeah, he got about probably 150 M's. Yeah. I said 100 mil, but yeah, about 150. Turkey Al-Sheikh out here. Turkey Al-Sheikh is handing out the money. He giving that paper out. He handing out the money, man. So yeah. I want to see Crawford or Mayweather. Oh nah, man. Floyd way too old now, man. Floyd best years was behind him. 10 years ago. In 2015, Floyd was slipping. He was just able, he was still great enough to beat everybody else. Floyd's best years was behind him 10 years ago. He gave them Nelk boys like $700K as a gift. That's crazy. And Jay, give your fighters, pay your fighters, Dana White. Pay your fighters. Be trying not to pay them. I remember I seen an interviewer tell him, hey, why these fighters don't be getting paid their money? He was like, Conor McGregor made millions. And the female reporter is a woman reporter. She said, yeah, against Floyd Mayweather, he made them mega millions. Against Floyd, they got to go to boxing and get paid big time money. Yeah, boxing is more dangerous than MMA. You're right. My uncle was talking about that yesterday. Them gloves and the circumference of them gloves, is way more people dying in boxing than MMA for sure. It just looked more violent because, like you said, the kicks, the knees, the mixed martial arts element, the submission holds, etc., and the fact that dudes be having split lips and split eyes and all of that, you know. Dark, I appreciate the donation. Dark, I appreciate you. He says Spence doesn't get enough credit for going against PBC to fight Bud and help propel it to the mainstream. 100%. Terence Crawford even admit that. And my uncle was talking about that last night. Errol Spence such a real dude, because he could have avoided Terence Crawford and say, man, I ain't fighting him. And Errol probably would have been undefeated still, right? And still would have been fighting, still would have been making a whole lot of money. And he just stayed away from Terence Crawford because PBC didn't want him to fight him. You know, they knew it was a tough matchup for him. They say, look, you the cash cow over it. You one of our cash cows along with Tank Davis. So keep fighting other opposition. He told Al Heyman them, no, I'm not moving up in weight until I fight Terence Crawford. Give Terence whatever he want to get. I will acquiesce to whatever the stipulations he want, as long as I'm getting paid the bigger share. Give him what he want. We're gonna make this fight happen. And that fight was you were able to see what Terence Crawford really was by him putting on a generational performance. But yeah, Errol made that fight happen, and Terence Crawford always give Errol Spence that credit. He say this fight happened because Errol Spence vied for this fight. He came out and he like, yo, Errol Spence was the one that made this fight happen. 100%, man. Errol Spence called for the fight, and he made them go ahead and make that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? Errol say, nah, man, I'm not leaving 147 without fighting Terence Crawford. We gonna get him what he want. Let's get in here and get in the ring. And Errol Spence even more real, because yesterday, before the fight, hours before the fight, he said, I'm picking. I appreciate y'all donations too. Y'all showing love. He said, I'm picking Terence Crawford to win this fight. He said, for your information, I'm picking Terence Crawford to win this fight. Errol Spence always on code too, for real. Always real. You know what I'm saying? Always real. Francis Ngannou had to leave the UFC in order to get paid. Facts. He had to leave UFC to get paid, man. He had to go up in there and go to the boxing ring, go to boxing to get paid for real. And Dana White should be ashamed of himself that his biggest stars have to go to another sport, not even another promotional company. They got to go to another sport to get money, to get paid like generational wealth. How is dudes out here like, come on? How your biggest fighter, your main event guys not getting paid more than dang on? Bruh, Sean Porter was making more money than the big talent at UFC. No disrespect to Sean Porter. Sean wasn't no big. Sean was a very game fighter, hard nose and all that. Sean was never no big draw. Sean Porter was getting more money than them, man. Sean was easily taking home more paper than them other dudes when he fighting. He fights Errol Spence. He fighting Keith Thurman. He fighting Danny Garcia. He fighting your Dennis Ugas. He fighting Adrian Broner. He making more money than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's people that ain't made nowhere near the fight. Adrian Broner's best year is way behind him. Way behind him. When Adrian was on a come up, he was making more paper than them. So yeah, man. UFC fighters can't box. They either get slept or dominated in the ring. Yeah, because that ain't they boxing ain't really they discipline. They be trying to they be more into the mixed martial arts element, using kicks, knees, and submission holds, grapples, etc. UFC fighters only get like 8% of the revenue when they showed the breakdown. That's crazy. They get 8% of how the talent. The people putting butts in the seats getting 8% of the revenue. And Dana up here just chilling, getting caked up. And the fighters get 8% of the revenue. No way. No way, man. That's why I got a lot of respect for Al Heyman. When Paul Williams got hurt, when he got paralyzed, hey, he was still paying Paul Williams. Still paying his paper. Hey, we want to make sure Paul get his money. You know, it don't matter. You know? And Francis and Deontay Wilder. I heard Francis Ngannou and Deontay Wilder finna get it cracking. And see Deontay best years is behind him. He been out of his prime for a while and still gonna be able to make big paper. So Netflix keep on putting on exhibition fights. And they getting what's the boy name? Jake Paul and them finna get a whole bunch of paper to fight Tank Davis. If Spence could have been the guy and Bud Spot still fighting right now, still undefeated, that means what Spence did for Crawford was the definition of putting legacy on the wood. The only UFC fighters that can box are those that had boxing careers before MMA or the kickboxers. True. Yeah, for sure. Yep. But look, y'all, man, look, I appreciate all the love and support. I hate to have to get off here so soon, but my mom's about to come through. Gotta talk to her, spend some little time with her. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Y'all show me love with the donations, etc., man. Love to anybody who donated, whether it's Cash App or whether it's through YouTube. It's all love. I'm gonna be back on here a little later on so we can continue talking about other topics. Also, I'm gonna be making more videos about the fight, and then y'all can leave some suggestions on my post tab. If y'all want to, I'm gonna ask y'all what else y'all want me to talk about. We can make other videos on those topics as well. But I appreciate y'all a ton, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out, y'all. Peace.